Can I beat with each gym leader's best Pokemon? Well, duh, obviously. But that's not the point of this challenge. This video is a tribute to the best trainers in the Johto region, the gym leaders. They have some great signature Pokemon in this generation, so I want to celebrate these leaders, their Pokemon, and their strategies. Let's go over the rules for this challenge. Number 1, I can only catch and use the signature Pokemon of each gym in battle. Number 2, I can only use the moves that each gym leader uses. Number 3, no items in battle, though I will be allowing myself to use held items. And number 4, other than speed hacks, I can't use any cheats or exploits. This means that some of the Pokemon will actually have to be traded in order to evolve. Alright, let's get started. Again, I pick up Totodile, as I'll need one for all the Water-type HMs in the game. I name it Subscribe, which is what you should do right now! I head into the grass and immediately find my first available Pokemon, Pidgey. I catch it, and name it Faulkner. Now, Faulkner has a pretty limited moveset. In fact, he only knows Tackle, Gust, and Mud Slap. You'll notice I mess up a lot in this run with Faulkner, as I thought it knew Sand Attack instead of Tackle, so you'll see a lot of Sand Attacks in the run that shouldn't have really been allowed. Anyway, it's time to take on Faulkner and his team of Delta Airline flight attendants. Faulkner sends out his Pidgey and I send out mine. I go for Sand Attack to lower his accuracy, and he tackles, dealing very little damage. 2 more Gust and Pidgey goes down. Up next is Pidgeotto. I immediately Sand Attack him and he misses. I take the opportunity for one more Sand Attack, but he lands a shot with Gust, doing, again, very little damage, thanks to all the early grinding I did. I nail him with Gust again while he misses 2 turns in a row. With one more good Gust, I blow him out of the sky, winning me a round-trip flight on Delta Airlines. No, I'm good. Since I can't catch Ghastly at all during the day, I make my way to Union Cave to find my next available Pokemon, Onix. Now I know I could have just traded a Bellsprout for an Onix in Violet City, because I did do that, and the stupid thing was already named Rocky. If you haven't noticed already from the last video, link in the description, I've got a name scheme thing going here, and I'm not about to mess that up now. Anyway, I catch an Onix and name it Jasmine. That's much better. Let's talk about Jasmine for a second. Its moveset includes Screech, Sunny Day, Rock Throw, and Iron Tail. This will be pretty easy to manage, as Screech and Rock Throw are both learned moves for Onix, and Sunny Day and Iron Tail can both be taught with TMs. The hard part will be leveling up our Onix to the point it learns Rock Throw without ever attacking with it. Actually, the hard part will be finding a Metal Coat in order to evolve Onix, but we'll talk about that later. Back to the gym battles. Up next is that kid you didn't talk to on the playground and his team of live bird food. Gym leader Lonely 8-year-old with a butterfly net starts out with Metapod, who is immediately blown away by Faulkner's Gust. Up next is Kakuna, who again can't take Faulkner's flying type advantage. Finally, we have Bugsy's signature Pokemon, Scyther, who starts out with Fury Cutter, but doesn't get very far when Faulkner takes Scyther out with 2 Gusts, winning me a free afternoon at the Butterfly Gardens. That actually sounds nice. Thanks, Bugsy. Actually, sorry, I made fun of you. Next is Whitney and her team of basic bitches. She starts out with Clefairy and I throw out Jasmine. I try to set up the Screech, but it fails. Clefairy tries Double Slap for minimal damage. Again, Jasmine goes for Screech, and this time it lands. Clefairy gets out a Reflect for her defense, before Jasmine takes it back down with Screech. Clefairy lands another Double Slap again for minimal damage. Jasmine takes the risk with another Screech, and Clefairy seizes the opportunity with another Metronome. This time it's String Shot, a lucky break. I finally go on the offensive with Rock Throw, and even with all the screeching Jasmine has done, she can only deal half of Clefairy's damage. Again, Clefairy goes with Metronome, and it's Nightmare, a move that only works if the target is sleeping, another lucky break. Jasmine drops another Rock Throw, but it's still not enough, with Clefairy's Reflect powering up her defense. Clefairy goes for Metronome one last time, and it's Steel Wing, an Onix's actual worst nightmare. Jasmine takes the hit though, and Clefairy goes down to one last Rock Throw. Miltank is up next with her super effective Rock-type move, Rollout. The move starts out slow though, so anticipating this, I start setting up her defense for destruction. Jasmine screeches and screeches while Miltank builds up her Rollout. Finally, Jasmine goes all out, throwing a couple rocks in before going down. Now Faulkner is up, and takes out Miltank with 1 Gust, winning me a $50 gift card to the Goldenrod department store. What, Whitney, you don't like my style? Let's go fight Morty and his team of proof that there is in fact a Pokemon afterlife. He starts off with Ghastly, 8 levels lower than Faulkner. I begin the match with Sand Attack to lower his accuracy, but Ghastly inflicts a curse, cutting his HP to half. Faulkner finishes Ghastly off with 1 Gust, but has to switch out in order to heal from the curse. Morty's first Haunter is out next. Jasmine starts the match with a nasty Rock Throw, but Haunter puts her to sleep with Hypnosis. While Hypnosis is busy dreaming, Haunter goes for Nightshade, taking a third of Jasmine's health. I swap out for Faulkner as Nightshade has no effect on normal types. Yeah, I totally planned that. Faulkner takes out Haunter with one big old gust. Morty sends out Gengar next and immediately tries putting Faulkner to sleep, but Gengar misses, giving me room to set up the field. Faulkner goes for Sand Attack, causing Gengar to miss his next Hypnosis. Rinse and repeat for a couple more turns before Haunter goes for Mean Look, trapping Faulkner in combat. It's offense time again. Faulkner goes for Gust, taking a third of Gengar's health. Hypnosis finally lands on Faulkner, putting him to sleep. I was trying to avoid the scenario, but we're all set up with all those accuracy nerfs, so Gengar misses his first Dream Meter, and misses his second, but on the third one, puts Faulkner in a great deal of trouble. Faulkner finally wakes up, and Mud Slaps Gengar, further reducing his accuracy. He misses his Hypnosis, and Faulkner drops Gengar's accuracy again with the second Mud Slap. The next Hypnosis lands, and Faulkner is put to sleep once again. This is where all those accuracy nerfs collide with an ungodly amount of luck. In fact, I'm just going to let this section play out. Y'all just sit back and enjoy these next few rounds of combat uninterrupted. Now, wasn't that just deeply satisfying? Morty sends out his last Haunter, and I'm done wasting time. Faulkner takes half of Haunter's HP with one Gust. Haunter counters with Mean Look? Really? And one more Gust will take Haunter out, winning me a tour of that abandoned mansion in New Orleans, where they filmed American Horror Story. Ooh, spooky. Anyway, let's catch more Pokemon. First I find a Milk Tank, catch it, and name it Whitney. Now let's talk about Whitney for a second. She has a really killer moveset that includes Rollout, Attract, Stomp, and Milk Drink. She learns Rollout, Stomp, and Milk Drink by leveling up, and I won the TM for Attract from Whitney just a second ago. All in all, she's a pretty straightforward Pokemon with a really solid moveset. Moving on. I teach Surf to subscribe and head out on the water to find my next Pokemon, Poliwhirl. I catch one and name it Chuck. Now, Chuck's moveset won't be as easy to accomplish as Whitney's. Hypnosis is already known, and Surf is easy to teach, but Poliwhirl can't learn Dynamic Punch until it evolves with a Water Stone, an incredibly rare item in Crystal. Then, and only then, as a Poliwrath, it'll learn Mind Reader at level 51. Long story short, Chuck will be using Hypnosis and Surf for the foreseeable future. The only chance I have of finding a Water Stone and evolving Chuck before the end of the challenge is for this guy, Fisherman Tully, to call us. When he finally fishes up a Water Stone, we'll be the first to know. Next, I start headbutting trees to catch my first non-gym leader Pokemon, Apom. I'll tell you why we need him later on in the video. I name it like the video, which is what you should do right now if you haven't already. But first, Fisherman Tully calls to say that he hasn't found a Water Stone yet and remind everyone that stealing bad jokes from other Pokemon YouTubers is wrong. Oh yeah, sorry. The next gym leader for us to face is Chuck and his team of CrossFit enthusiasts. Chuck sends out his Primeape and I send in Faulkner for the type advantage. Faulkner lets out a Gust and it wrecks Primeape, who comes back to set me up with Leer. Oh well. One more Gust and Primeape goes down. Up next is Chuck's Poliwrath. At this point I know Poliwrath can put us to sleep, ensure his hits go through, and inflict water and fighting type damage. Not anticipating this strategy at all, Faulkner goes for the offensive with Gust, dealing massive damage but leaving himself open to Poliwrath's Hypnosis. Faulkner is fast asleep as Poliwrath locks on and begins pummeling the feathers off of this bird. Calm down, Chuck, have a protein shake, go walk it off. Anyway, Whitney comes in and starts throwing around gender norms with Attract, and demi boy does it pay off. Poliwrath is smitten with Whitney and wouldn't dare hurt her, even while she continues to stomp on his heart. Eventually, Whitney breaks poor Poliwrath's heart, winning me a 1-month half-off coupon for Gold's Gym? What up, Chuck? You trying to tell me something? Oh well. Next is Jasmine and her mosh pit of metalheads. I'm running out of good jokes here, y'all. Anyway, Jasmine sends out Magnemite and I send out Jasmine. Okay, this might get confusing. Jasmine, the Onyx, tries for Screech but seems to have a Politoed in his throat as it fails. Magnemite comes back with Sonic Boom, dealing too much damage for Jasmine to sustain. I have to act fast. Faulkner tags in. Risky type disadvantage numero uno. But Faulkner has the speed and Thing 1 goes down. Thing 2 comes out to avenge their sibling. I dub Jasmine the Meat Shield of Faith, as she proceeds to prove to this poser Magnemite what real metal sounds like. Jasmine goes down, but the deed is done. Faulkner comes out and immediately drops Thing 2 with Mudslap. Finally, Jasmine sends out her signature, a broken puka shell necklace, and I send out the only dude suited to wear a puka shell necklace, my man Chuck. Chuck uses Surf, attempting to drown the ugly necklace in the bottom of the ocean where they all belong. However, as they do, the ugly puka shell necklace endures and brings out a sunny day, cutting our power in half. Chuck tries a little hypnosis he learned about on the internet, but ugly puka shell necklace isn't buying it. Eventually, Steelix falls asleep and Chuck proceeds to drown it repeatedly, winning me a CD copy of Jasmine's new death metal album. Thanks. I guess I'll buy a CD player for this or whatever. Anyway, night finally falls and there's something strange in the neighborhood. I ghost bust myself a ghastly and name it Morty. Alright, let's talk about Morty. This dude is bad to the bone. He has mean look to make sure you don't run away or switch out. Then he uses Shadow Ball to attack you on a spiritual level. He'll put you to sleep and then steal and feed off of your dreams. He's like psychologically manipulative. In fact, I don't even think this is Morty. I think this is evil Morty. I find the TM for Thief in the Rocket's underground facility. Teach it to our Apalm like the vid. You'll see what I'm doing here? Huh? Okay, well, if I didn't mind waiting until after I'd defeated Johto's Elite Four, I could get a metal coat in the Kanto power plant and a dragon scale in Mount Mortar. However, since I'm finishing this challenge with Johto's Elite Four, yeah, I know, boohoo, my challenge, my rules, I'll have to steal these items from unsuspecting Magnemites and Horsies, using a Pokemon that knows Thief. Like my newfound Apalm like the vid. While spending 2 real-life hours speed searching for loose bolts on Route 38, Fisherman Tully calls me to say that he still hasn't found a Waterstone, and that callbacks aren't nearly as funny as most people give them credit for, and that I shouldn't put too much stock in cheap forms of comedy like this. Well, too bad. Much later, I find a metal coat. Let's just ignore how stupid long that took to find, and instead, share the video to make sure all of this is somewhat worth it. Okay, back to gym battle. Price, the ice cream man, is up next. He sends out Seal, and I send in Jasmine. He starts to wreck Jasmine with Icy Wind, so I swap out for Faulkner, another unfortunate type disadvantage. Fortunately, Faulkner has quite a few levels at this point and can take a hit. One good gust and Seal goes down. Out next is Dugong, so I send in Whitney. She goes for a tract and it lands, but Dugong just won't fall for it. Whitney goes in with the Stomp for massive damage. Dugong still isn't listening and goes for the attack. It's at this point that Whitney should heal with Milk Drink, but she just can't stop stomping. Whitney goes down, and now it's Morty's turn to put in some work. He deals 1 Shadow Ball for most of her remaining HP. Dugong hits back with Icy Wind, but Morty takes the hit. 1 more Shadow Ball, and Dugong goes down. Out next is the ice cream truck itself, Piloswine. Piloswine? Piloswine? Who knows. This is where my idiocy nearly gets everyone killed. I totally forget that Piloswine is part ground type, so I just keep sending in Pokemon after Pokemon that can't take Ice-type hits. Finally, I try for Chuck just to see what a Water type will do, and, well, great. Probably could have started with that. Oh well, Piloswine goes down, winning me a punch card for 1 free Popsicle. You know what? At this point, I'll take it. Let's catch some more Pokemon. First, I find a Seadra, catch it, and name it Claire. Let's chat about Claire's super cool, unobtainable moveset. So this Kingdra has Smokescreen, Surf, Hyper Beam, and Dragon Breath. Smokescreen is already known. Surf and Dragon Breath can both be taught with HMs and TMs, but Hyper Beam? We'd have to beat the Elite Four, then make it all the way to Celadon Game Corner, and gamble for an ungodly amount of time until we hit 7,500 coins just to pick up the TM for Hyper Beam. Not happening. Hyper Beam's OP anyway. Who needs it? In order for Claire to evolve into Kingdra, we'll also need to steal a scale off of one of these other Seadra or Horsea. It's kinda morbid, but at least we'll be ready to trade. Next, we find Swinub on the Ice Pass. Catch it and name it Price. Alright, let's talk about Price's killer dragon dropping moveset. Price knows Ice Wind, Fury Attack, Mist, and Blizzard, and learns every move other than Ice Wind by leveling up. The only downside is we'll have to grind to level 56 before we can learn Blizzard. But that's okay, because my boy's got the beefiest HP and his attack stat is bonkers, allowing him to Fury Attack anything that he can't hit with an Ice-type attack. He's a tank. Just as I'm setting up for the trades, Fisherman Tully calls me to remind me that he still hasn't found the Waterstone that I need. Great! Thanks, Tully. Keep at it. I believe in you. Alright, let's get this trade set up. I open up a copy of Pokemon Gold. We'll need 3 Pokemon for the trade, so let's go get them. First up is Cyndaquil. I name it Comment, which is what you should do right now. Up next is Sentra, which I name Share. No, not like the internationally renowned recording artist. No, Share, as in share the video, which is what you should do right now. We find another Sentret, catch it, and name it Follow, 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 Follow. which is what you should do right now on Instagram and Discord. Links in the description. Now it's time to trade. First up is Morty. And what? Morty is evolving. Next up is Claire, and what? Claire is evolving. Last up is Jasmine, and what? Jasmine is evolving. Alright, back to battling. Time to face off against Khaleesi and her actual mythological creatures. Khaleesi sends out Rhaegal, and I send out the new and improved Jasmine. Rhaegal drops a surf on Jasmine, dealing quite a bit of damage, before Jasmine can reduce its power with Sunny Day. One more surf and Jasmine goes down. Next I send in Price. Rhaegal goes for Dragon Breath, but Price eats the damage before releasing a mean Iced Wind, dealing significant damage and lowering Rhaegal's speed. One more Ice Wind, and Rhaegal goes down. Khaleesi sends out her signature Kingdra, and I send in Morty for the speed advantage. Morty puts Kingdra to sleep and starts doing his creepy Inception thing. Kingdra wakes up and tries to put out a smokescreen, but it fails, leaving an opening for Morty to put Kingdra back to sleep. Morty continues his onslaught when Khaleesi goes for the heal on Kingdra. One more successful Inception before Kingdra wakes up again. I'm tired of this strategy, so Morty sends out one Shadow Ball, taking Kingdra to its knees. Next, Khaleesi sends in Viserion, and I go for Price with the type advantage. Viserion goes for Dragon Breath for minimal damage, but Price nearly takes him out with Icy Wind. Price misses his next Icy Wind, leaving him open for another Dragon Breath. Fortunately, the next Icy Wind lands and Viserion is down. Finally, Khaleesi sends out Drogon, and Price isn't going anywhere. Drogon gets in a shot with Dragon Breath, but one critical hit from Price's Icy Wind, and Drogon goes down. Winning us a DVD box set for Game of Thrones. Okay, cool. Wait, it's only Season 7? It's Elite Four time, everybody. Let's wipe them out. First up is Will, and how I want to know the process. How dare he steal my name? This run's not big enough for two, William. Anyway, Will sends out 6 Pokemon that don't know how to handle a silly Shadow Ball from Morty. I could actually just skip the rest of this battle. It was really that easy. Second up is Koga and his team of bumbling assassins. My strategy here is essentially just to put it to sleep and eat its dreams, rinse and repeat. Unfortunately, Koga does have his fortress, a bug/steel type. I send in Jasmine to eat any attacks it has while lowering its defense with Screech. Once its defense won't go any lower, I switch to offense to destroy it with 2 rock throws. Back to Morty for more dream eating. He takes out Ariados with no problem, and Muck isn't much harder. Crobat is a little annoying thanks to all of its double teams, but Jasmine comes back out to lower its defenses and takes it out with Rock Throw. Big surprise. Third up is Bruno and his team of MMA wannabes. The strategy here is roughly the same. Hypnosis and Dream Eater over and over. But Bruno throws a wrench in my plans with a couple Onyx that will easily go down to Jasmine's Iron Tail, despite a couple Earthquakes. Morty comes back out and can't land a punch while you're passed out on the mat, can you dumb jocks? Alright. Fourth up is Karen and her team of... Wait. Who turned out the lights? My strategy here is to use Jasmine and Chuck on the dark types, and Morty against the others like Vileplume and Gengar. Can you tell that I'm getting really tired of narrating these Pokemon battles? Because they're getting shorter and shorter, aren't they? Well, we're almost done, so just bear with me. Finally, we face off against the champion, Lance, and his team of dragons! Oh my gosh, dragons! Lance is a cakewalk thanks to Price and his endless supply of ice moves. A few blizzards, a couple icy winds, and that's the game! Even though this process took a lot more time, research, and writing this than the first video, I actually had a lot more fun making this one. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and if you did, please remember to like the video, hit subscribe, tell me your favorite part in the comments, follow me over on Twitch, and share this video with all your Pokepals. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Hoenn region.